there has been a huge earthquake, magnitude 7.0, just off the coast of Haiti.
With poorly constructed buildings, Haiti can barely take care of its people.
The earthquake rocked this impoverished Caribbean nation late this afternoon.
The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
Best of times, it's still quite tough in Haiti. Shanty towns, there's very little regulation in building.
The poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
On Haiti to use my break to learn more about the Haiti culture and the garment industry, as well as sustainable food justice.
I'm going on the Haiti trip because I would love to immerse myself in the Haitian culture and see how rich and vibrant it is.
I wanted to support students to become aware of social justice issues around the world.
To go on the Haiti trip because I feel like it's a learning experience.
To learn more about the sweatshop industry and to have a more educational experience for my break.
I wanted to explore the U.S.'s role in Haiti's economy and the agricultural sector and also the garment industry, and understand the relationship that we have with other people's lives.
Food justice is an issue that I've gotten into recently, and I'm really excited to learn about it.
I really want to immerse myself into a different culture and learn about the things that we can do to help.
It's actually being able to go back home and to share my country with you guys.
I love my country because this is where I was born, this is where I grew up, this is where I went to school, and it's a good country. I have natural food that doesn't have chemicals in it, that doesn't make me sick, and I'm working in my country to help my country grow, so that I can help other people who can't, so they have the means to live.
We met with so many people who were so educated on ways to move forward for Haiti. My favorite one was Tifa. We went to his farm where he's using it as a center to teach other people how to have sustainable agriculture. Just being in the fields, walking around, seeing how he can take things that used to be waste and bad for the environment and tie them into a really cyclical system that's good for the environment and good for the farmer. And it encourages the farmers that they can do this farming and they can bring the farming back to Haiti. One of the things that they were telling us is that Haiti used to produce 70% of all the food for their country, and now they're only producing 30%. These farming practices bring back the passion for growing their own food and being proud of it.
The most memorable event of this trip was getting to learn the organizational structures of some of the agricultural groups out in the peasant areas. The specific one that I enjoyed the most was OPDL, which focuses on helping farmers create sustainable agricultural projects and kind of builds it up in an organizational way that promotes leadership and community involvement.
We met with a group of voodooists and we sat through a ceremony where they were praying for their country and to give their country strength to go on. We get to see a side of voodoo that a lot of people don't, and it's often misrepresented in the media, and you really only know one side of it, and you believe everything they tell you. So being part of that really helped me understand and respect other religions more.
We got this news that somehow it got stuck in the river. It was really amazing because all the people that were either bathing in the water or in the community all came together to help us take get the truck out, and so they were putting rocks in the ditch so they could level it out, and the whole community helped to get this truck out.
Doing good. The community is rallying behind this.
They really are.
I feel like it's been a miracle.
And it was so amazing to watch all these random people just come and help support us. One of the proverbs we heard was, "Cooked food has no owner." The culture is sharing and giving and community-based, which really expands to even strangers. So it was really a sight to see. When we were leaving that area, there was music playing, and so I just started dancing to the music. I saw some little kid, and he was grooving too, and so I went up to him, and we started dancing together, and we were like, I was doing a wave, and then he would do a wave, and we would pass it back.
Yes, yes.
And it was so exciting to able to have this conversation with him without any words and without having to cross that language barrier. And I think movement is such a powerful tool that we can use to change the world. We all love to move our bodies, and we can have a conversation and a dialogue through that.
During this trip, I met a little 7-year-old named Rosaline. She brings joy to my heart because from the first day I met her, I started playing with her. She was very shy at first, but then little by little I gained her trust, and I started trying to learn Creole more so we can understand each other. So she was teaching me Creole, and I was teaching her English, and I thought that was such a awesome dynamic that we shared. One of the major things that defines Haitian culture is partager, which means to share. And from the beginning, even though she didn't know me, whenever she had anything, she would share it with me, whether that was chips or flowers or a piece of paper. She was never selfish about it, even though she didn't know me that well. So I'm taking that as a lesson to put to work in my daily life.
Haiti's known as the poorest country in the Americas, and it's known as this poor city, Cité Soleil. They have this narrative of gangs and drug dealers and all these things coming from the slums. And in the middle of it is this organization called Sakala, where they are growing up a generation of kids who's passionate about changing Haiti and who's really wants to take their interests and achieve really high goals. And so many of them are wanting to become doctors or agronomists, nurses, teachers, all these amazing things that the country really needs.
The mindset is often referred to as the mentality that is reflected often in societal behavior. All peoples, all cultures have histories that create a mindset. We all have it. It isn't necessarily based on a reality.
So throughout this trip, I've learned about how the presence of color kind of creates or establishes the dynamic of how people interact with each other. People are conditioned to think that their blackness is inferior. And from this, I've observed how people are, not African Americans, but Haitians are viewed through the media, and how they aspire to be blanc, which is the term used to describe a person of a higher class. So coming here and being viewed as a more higher class, I was perceived as being blanc, even though I have a darker skin tone than my peers. It was hard to realize that my presence on this country kind of conditions them to think that they are below me or inferior to me. But through this, I will teach people, or I will help them understand that their blackness could be used as a way to uplift them and that they are strong and resilient.
The
met with some activists in Port-au-Prince, and they're the ones leading the fights against the conditions of these factories and against the unfair wages.
They talked to us about their experience in factories and the struggles they've had to overcome. As activists, they made it very clear that the first step is for themselves. So we can only do as much as we can where we're from. So if we want to help them change, we have to do it from, you know, where we are, from our country.
The United States has a large effect on all the other countries in the world. And our foreign aid policy, and just our foreign policy in general, affects these countries a lot, and sometimes it can be really harmful. And so, like, a lot of the things that we've seen here in Haiti have been really harmful from what the U.S. has done here. And so just going back home and being an activist amongst our government, fighting for them to really just consider humanity as a whole when they're making their policies and not just the benefits of the United States.
I think that the slave mentality that's been perpetuated in this culture and in our own culture can easily be broken down with when a society is provided confidence and development opportunities that build up that confidence and empowerment. I think that's one huge step in breaking the slave mentality that's been so present here in Haiti and elsewhere.
The dream to liberate from that mindset, which they say is much more difficult than liberating from physical chains, because you can just, you know, break those off. But to liberate yourself from the mindset that says you're inferior is a huge fight. And I know that there are many people that are marginalized, and all of us that to some degree have felt a little bit of that as someone humiliates you. Imagine what that would be like all your life from the time you're a child. Your own family, your mother may not believe in herself, and so she's going to crush you and make fun of you, and the society's going to make fun of you in whatever way they can, because it's how they were tortured, and so they copy how the torturer did to them so they can do it to others. So the hope and the dream and the work is to make this final step of liberation.
Changing the mentality at home in the United States can do so much here for the people in Haiti. My biggest thing moving forward is that I'm going to work to change that mentality of Americans.
If America takes the first step and starts recognizing its arrogance and recognizing the brutality and hypocrisy of its past actions and hanging on to those bright moments in history where it has stood up for higher principles and advanced them, and returns to that and shows the world a different America. When Americans start waking up to this and have a real spiritual revolution, that will facilitate the kind of healing that Haitians need to go through. It will facilitate a healing process worldwide because of the influence we have as a nation.
I love my country because this is where my grandmother and my grandfather made my mother and my father and my mother and my father made me here, because this land is my heritage. So I'm working and I'm fighting for it until the people in this country take their freedom and are liberated, because this is what we've inherited. This is for us, and it's with the sweat of our foreheads that we got this land. That's why I love this country.
Nous, éternel, nous, c'est bon Dieu.